Are you ready to ace your next job interview? Behavioral interview questions can be tricky, but don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, I'll break down the most common behavioral interview questions, show you how to answer them using the STAR method, and give you winning examples to impress your interviewer. Whether you're applying for your first job or aiming for a career upgrade, these tips will help you land your dream job. Stay tuned till the end for pro insider tips that can set you apart from other candidates. 1. Tell me about a time you faced a challenging situation at work. How did you handle it? At my previous job, we were working on an important project with a tight deadline when a key team member unexpectedly resigned. Their departure left a major gap in our workflow, and the remaining team members were already overloaded with tasks. The challenge was to complete the project on time without compromising quality. As a team lead, I had to ensure that the project stayed on track while keeping morale high. My role was to redistribute the workload effectively and find a way to compensate for the missing team members' expertise. I immediately called a team meeting to assess our available resources and skills. After evaluating the situation, I reassigned the missing person's tasks among the team, based on their strengths, and reprioritized deliverables to ensure efficiency. I also took on some extra responsibilities myself and reached out to another department to get additional support where necessary. Throughout the process, I maintained open communication with the client, keeping them informed about our progress and reassuring them of our commitment to delivering high-quality work. Thanks to our collaborative efforts, we successfully met the deadline, and the client was pleased with the outcome. The experience not only reinforced our ability to adapt under pressure, but also strengthened teamwork and problem-solving within the organization. My proactive approach was recognized by my manager, which further validated my ability to lead and find solutions in challenging situations. 2. Give an example of a time you had to work under pressure. How did you manage it? At my previous job, we had an urgent project that required a last-minute revision due to a change in client requirements. The deadline remained the same, which meant we had just 48 hours to make significant adjustments. The pressure was intense because missing the deadline would have cost the company a major contract. Rather than panicking, I took a structured approach. First, I quickly assessed the new requirements and identified the most critical changes. I then held a brief team meeting to delegate tasks efficiently, ensuring that everyone had a clear understanding of their roles. To maximize efficiency, I reorganized the workflow, focusing on high-priority tasks first, while keeping secondary edits for later. I also stayed in constant communication with the client to clarify any uncertainties and prevent further revisions. Despite the tight timeline, we successfully completed the project on time, and the client was impressed with the quality of work. The experience reinforced my ability to stay focused under pressure, prioritize effectively, and lead a team through high-stress situations. It also strengthened my problem-solving skills and taught me the importance of adaptability in fast-paced environments. 3. Describe a situation where you had to deal with a difficult coworker or client. How did you resolve the issue? In a previous role, I worked with a colleague who was highly skilled, but had a habit of dismissing others' ideas and insisting on doing things his own way. This created tension in the team, especially when we were assigned to collaborate on an important project that required input from both of us. Initially, every discussion turned into a disagreement, slowing down progress and affecting overall morale. Rather than allowing the conflict to escalate, I decided to take a proactive approach. I scheduled a private conversation with him to better understand his concerns and communication style. During our discussion, I made an effort to listen actively and acknowledge his expertise while also explaining my perspective in a calm and professional manner. Instead of focusing on our differences, I steered the conversation toward our shared goal, completing the project successfully. By taking this approach, I was able to establish mutual respect, and we found a way to divide tasks that played to each other's strengths. As a result, we completed the project on time, and the final outcome exceeded expectations. Over time, our professional relationship improved significantly, and we became more effective collaborators. This experience reinforced the importance of open communication, emotional intelligence, and conflict resolution in a professional setting. Before we proceed further in this video, let me ask you, are you fully prepared for your next job interview? If you struggle with behavioral interview questions or want to stand out from other candidates, I've got something that will change the game for you. Introducing 500 behavioral interview questions and answers. 300 plus top behavioral interview questions and expert answers for all job roles. 200 plus NHS behavioral interview questions and answers perfect for healthcare job seekers. Bonus: master the STAR method and get pro interview tips from experts. Why get this guide? Expert crafted answers to help you impress recruiters. Learn to structure your responses with confidence. Increase your chances of getting hired. Limited time offer, pay what you want. Loved our interview tips? Thousands have used our YouTube videos to ace their interviews. Now it's your turn. Order now at 50% off. Click the link below to grab your copy instantly. Need help? Chat with us on WhatsApp or email damelconsult08@gmail.com. Act fast. This discount won't last forever. 4. Can you share a time when you had to adapt to a major change at work? In one of my previous roles, the company underwent a sudden restructuring, which significantly changed team dynamics and job responsibilities. My role expanded overnight, and I was given additional tasks that were outside my usual scope, including managing client accounts and handling performance reports, both of which I had limited experience with. The transition was unexpected, and many employees were struggling to adjust. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, I took a proactive approach. First, I reached out to colleagues who had experience in these areas and asked for their insights. I also attended internal training sessions and spent extra time researching best practices to ensure I could handle my new responsibilities efficiently. To stay organized, I created a structured plan, breaking down my tasks into manageable steps while prioritizing urgent matters. Within a few weeks, I had fully adapted to my expanded role, and my efficiency improved. My manager even recognized my ability to handle the transition smoothly, which later led to a promotion. This experience reinforced my adaptability, problem-solving skills, and willingness to embrace change, no matter how sudden or challenging it may be. 5. Tell me about a time you took the initiative to solve a problem. What was the outcome? At my previous job, I noticed that a recurring issue was causing delays in our workflow. The team frequently struggled with miscommunication between departments, leading to errors and missed deadlines. While this wasn't technically my responsibility, I saw an opportunity to improve efficiency. Instead of waiting for management to address the issue, I took the initiative to analyze where the breakdowns were happening. I spoke with colleagues from different departments to understand their pain points, and identified that the lack of a centralized tracking system was the root cause. To solve this, I researched and introduced a simple but effective project management tool that allowed teams to collaborate, track progress, and update each other in real time. After presenting my idea to my supervisor and getting approval, I took the lead in setting up the system and trained my colleagues on how to use it. Within a few weeks, we saw a noticeable improvement. Deadlines were met more consistently, errors decreased, and overall productivity increased. The initiative not only streamlined our workflow, but also earned me recognition from senior management, reinforcing my ability to identify problems and implement effective solutions. 6. Give an example of a time you failed at something. What did you learn from it? In one of my previous roles, I was assigned to lead a project that required coordinating multiple teams across different departments. Wanting to prove myself, I took on the majority of the planning and decision-making without delegating enough tasks to others. I believed that by handling most of the work myself, I could ensure everything would go smoothly. However, as the project progressed, I became overwhelmed, and small details started slipping through the cracks. Eventually, we missed an important deadline, which caused delays and frustration among stakeholders. After that experience, I took full accountability for my mistake and reflected on what went wrong. I realized that my failure wasn't due to a lack of effort, but rather my reluctance to delegate and trust my team. Moving forward, I made a conscious effort to improve my delegation skills, ensuring that each team member had clear responsibilities and that I sought input from others instead of trying to manage everything alone. A few months later, I led another major project, but this time, I distributed tasks more effectively and maintained open communication throughout the process. As a result, the project was completed ahead of schedule with great feedback from both the team and management. That failure taught me a valuable lesson. Success isn't about doing everything alone. It's about teamwork, trust, and leveraging the strengths of those around you. 7. Describe a situation where you had to work as part of a team to achieve a goal. In my previous role, our team was assigned a project to develop a new client onboarding system that would streamline operations and reduce processing time. The challenge was that each department had different priorities, and there were conflicting ideas on how to implement the system efficiently. Our goal was to create a seamless process that worked for everyone while meeting the company's overall objectives. To ensure success, I actively collaborated with my team members by fostering open communication and aligning our efforts. We held brainstorming sessions where everyone could share their input, and I helped mediate discussions to find common ground. I took the initiative to document key decisions and delegate tasks based on each person's strengths. To keep everything on track, I coordinated regular check-ins to monitor progress and address any roadblocks. Through teamwork and clear coordination, we successfully launched the new system ahead of schedule. As a result, onboarding time for new clients was reduced by 30%, and company efficiency improved significantly. This experience reinforced the power of teamwork, problem solving, and effective communication in achieving a shared goal. 8. Tell me about a time you had multiple tasks to complete under a tight deadline. How did you prioritize? At my previous job, there was a time when I had to manage multiple high-priority tasks under a very tight deadline. I was responsible for preparing a detailed client report, coordinating an internal presentation, and responding to urgent customer inquiries, all within the same 24-hour period. Each task was important, and failure to complete any of them on time would have had serious consequences. To handle the workload effectively, I took a step back and assessed the urgency and impact of each task. I used the Eisenhower matrix, categorizing tasks based on urgency and importance. First, I tackled the client report since it required the most attention to detail and had a strict submission deadline. While working on it, I delegated certain non-essential administrative tasks to a colleague to free up time. Next, I structured the internal presentation, focusing on key points rather than overloading it with excessive information. Finally, I set aside dedicated time slots to respond to urgent customer inquiries, ensuring no client was left waiting for too long. By prioritizing strategically and managing my time efficiently, I successfully completed all tasks within the deadline. My manager appreciated my ability to stay organized under pressure, and the experience reinforced my ability to multitask effectively without compromising quality. 9. Give an example of a time you went above and beyond for a customer or client. At my previous job, a longtime client reached out with an urgent request just before the end of the workday. They needed a customized report for a critical meeting the next morning, but the request was outside our usual scope and required significant data analysis. The client was extremely stressed, as this report would influence key business decisions. Although I could have deferred the request to the following day, I understood the urgency and decided to stay late to get it done. I carefully analyzed the data, customized the report to meet their specific needs, and ensured it was not only accurate but also visually clear for their presentation. Before sending it over, I double-checked with the client to confirm that it met their expectations. The next day, the client personally reached out to express their gratitude, saying the report played a crucial role in their meeting's success. My manager also recognized my effort, and it strengthened the client's trust in our company. This experience reaffirmed my belief in the importance of excellent customer service and going the extra mile to build lasting relationships. 10. Tell me about a situation where you had to persuade someone to see things your way. How did you do it? In my previous job, I was working on a project where my team had to decide on the best approach to streamline our workflow. One of my colleagues strongly believed that sticking to our existing process was the safest option, while I saw an opportunity to implement a new system that could improve efficiency. Since he was a senior team member, convincing him was not going to be easy. Instead of outright dismissing his concerns, I took the time to understand his point of view. I scheduled a meeting where I presented clear data showing how the new system could reduce errors and save time. To make my case stronger, I also provided examples from other companies that had successfully implemented similar changes. However, I didn't just focus on numbers. I acknowledged his concerns and highlighted how we could integrate some of his ideas into the new approach to ensure a smooth transition. By the end of our discussion, he became more open to the idea and agreed to a trial phase. Once we implemented the new system, he saw firsthand how it improved our workflow, and he eventually became one of its biggest advocates. This experience reinforced the importance of using logic, data, and empathy to persuade others effectively. Now, you're ready to tackle any behavioral interview question with confidence. Remember to structure your answers using the STAR method, highlight your achievements, and always tailor your responses to the job role. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more expert career tips. Let me know in the comments which interview question challenges you the most. I'd love to help. Good luck with your job search.